Hey, I'm Jusko from ProudMoney.com. There's a new Instacart credit card out on the market, and in this video I'm going to review it. But first I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already. And if you have already, I thank you for doing so. So this Instacart credit card just hit the market, and normally, to be honest with you, it's a card that maybe I wouldn't even review on this channel. But since Chase is the issuing bank with it, and they're kind of putting some marketing muscle behind it, I felt like it was something that I should make a video on. Now, the sort of too long didn't watch version of this video is going to be if you use Instacart all the time and you're already paying for it, you might as well get this credit card because it's going to give you a 5% rebate on your Instacart purchases. If you're not already an Instacart customer, or at least a very heavy user of Instacart, I'm not really sure why you'd get it. Now, if you're not familiar with Instacart, it is a grocery delivery service. You go to the Instacart app or you go online and you pick all the stuff you want from your local grocery store or Target or Costco or whatever stores are available in your area. Somebody else goes, they do the shopping, they deliver it to you. It's very nice and convenient, but it comes at a cost. You're going to have service fees, you're going to have delivery fees, the expectation of a tip for the person that does the delivery, which is not unreasonable. And then oftentimes there is going to be a markup of the actual price of the item when it is bought through Instacart versus if you are buying it through the store. So I did some poking around today, and I would say you could probably end up paying at least 15% more than what the cost would be if you actually went to the store. 25% is probably a more likely number that I would say you are paying that is beyond what the cost would be if you actually went and did the shopping yourself. Now, there is an Instacart Plus membership that you could buy for $99 per year, and that would give you a break on some of the everyday fees for each individual shopping trip. But of course, you're paying $99 to have that membership, so that is obviously going to factor in as well. Now, this is just my opinion, but if you are someone that has a physical issue that stops you from getting to the grocery store, or you're someone that has an awful lot of money but very little time and you're willing to pay a premium, those are understandable uses of things like Instacart. But it seems like over the last few years, and part of it was pandemic fueled, but it seems like it's just become a habit for a number of people, whether they have a lot of money or whether they are, not very far away from being broke, to use these delivery services and pay a lot extra on top. So if you have a reason to use them, I understand it. But if you're a regular heavy user of Instacart or any other ones when you don't have a whole lot of money, it's a good way to stay broke. All right, so I thought it was important to get that bias out of the way. Now let's look at the card. The Instacart MasterCard is a no annual fee World Elite MasterCard that gives you your rewards using the following formula. You're getting 5% cash back on those Instacart purchases. You're getting 5% back on travel purchases when made through the Chase Travel Center by phone. So this is not the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal that you might use if you had a different Chase card, and it's not part of the Ultimate Rewards program at all, this particular card. So it's kind of a weird one. You're gonna get 5% back, but you have to call Chase on the phone in order to book your travel. And I even looked at some of the terms and conditions, and it sounds like possibly there could be an extra fee for actually buying your travel that way. So getting 5% back, I don't know if there are extra fees that are going to be more than 5%. So that's just kind of a weird one to me. And then you get 2% cash back at restaurants, 2% back at gas stations, 2% back on select streaming services, 1% back everywhere else. There is a bonus opportunity for new Instacart MasterCard card holders. If you are one of the first 10,000 people to get the card, you will get a $200 Instacart credit, and you will get 1 year free of Instacart Plus, which I just said normally costs $99. At the end of 1 year, you would automatically be renewed at $99. It would get charged to the card, so make sure you understand that. No minimum spend or anything in order to get that $200 credit and the year of Instacart Plus, so you don't have to spend $500 first or anything like that. It just comes upon approval. After those first 10,000 people, or after August 4th, I think it is, the bonus is going to go down to a $100 Instacart credit, and then you'd still get that first year of Instacart Plus for free. You can redeem your cash back as a direct deposit into a bank account. You can take it as a statement credit, meaning that it is going to subtract from the balance that is on your Instacart credit card. Eventually, they are going to allow you to use your rewards straight on the Instacart app, so you could use it to pay for part of your purchase right at the time. It's kind of all the same thing in a way. There's no minimum in order to redeem, so you can redeem whatever you have earned anytime you want to. You also could redeem your cash back for travel through that same Chase Travel Center by phone, which I'm still just a little bit confused by. I'm not sure how many people are going to do that, but that is another option as well. The Instacart credit card is a World Elite MasterCard, and that is not just some flowery language. World Elite actually means that there are some extra benefits that come from MasterCard when you get this card. In this case, there are some decent things like some travel benefits like lost baggage or delayed baggage. You've got some auto rental collision damage waiver where you get sort of secondary insurance if something happens to a car when you have rented it. You've got purchase protection. You've got some extended manufacturer's warranty that is going to add on to the warranty of whatever you buy with the card. These are some nice things to have. I don't know that they're motivating to get the card, but certainly no downside. Fees and interest on this card, like I said, no annual fee. There are no foreign transaction fees. So if you use it outside of the United States, you're not going to get charged anything extra, which is pretty nice on a no annual fee card. Many cards are going to charge you an extra 3% when you use them outside of the United States. This one will not. In terms of your interest rate, there's no 0% offer on purchases or balance transfers for this one. As the card is rolling out, the interest rate that you could get, the APR, could be anywhere from 16.49 to 25.24%. That's a pretty big spread. So depending on what your credit history looks like, you could be down in that 16.49 area, which is not too terrible. If your credit history isn't so great, you could be all the way up at 25%, which is pretty terrible. So when I look at this card overall, it is hard for me to get past my sort of bias of paying so much extra to have your groceries delivered to you. So I am looking at the card saying, you know what? It's not a whole lot different than the Amazon Visa, which Chase is also the issuing bank for. It gives you a nice, reward on the purchases with Instacart. If you wanted to use it every day, you've got 2% cash back on some other everyday categories, restaurants, gas stations, the streaming services. You've got some, nice extras through the World Elite benefits, no foreign transaction fees, which is good for a no annual fee card. So it's maybe not fair that I feel the way I do, and there are plenty of store credit cards out there on the market that give you a big reward for shopping at that store. They don't give you anything else for the most part. So maybe it's not fair, the bias I have, because it's more of a bias against Instacart than it is against this card in general. But I can't see too many people wanting to get this card unless they really use Instacart on a very regular basis, because it's not the first card I think most people would want to pull out of their wallet for all the other purchases they make, especially when there's so many other good no annual fee cashback cards out there on the market. So for me, this one is kind of a clunker, but if you use Instacart all the time, yeah, it would make sense to get it. Now, I'll say again that my bias toward Instacart is probably not completely fair. I go out to restaurants and I pay for food that is priced higher than it would be if I was actually making that thing at home, and then I am putting a tip on top of it for the person that serves it to me. So in some ways, it's kind of the same thing, but in terms of Instacart, it just seems like so much extra to pay to have somebody else go and look at the groceries that are there, and maybe if there's a sale that you normally would go for, they would be like, well, that's not what it says, so they wouldn't know to get something else. Or if something needs to be replaced, they got to text you, and then you got to figure out whether you want the replacement that they come up with. And some of my son's friends have been Instacart shoppers, and they couldn't really care less about the produce. They got to get broccoli, they just grab a broccoli. It's not necessarily the broccoli that you would have chosen if you were getting it yourself. So it just depends on what you want. So if you're willing to pay that extra and it makes sense for you, great, you should do it, and you should get the Instacart credit card. But for me, All right, I know I sound like a crotchety old guy, so if you're someone that loves Instacart and other delivery services in general, I would love to hear about that in the comments section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and as always, please go to proudmoney.com, where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finance, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. If you are not going to leave a comment or go to the website, I have a video that I think you should watch.